Hello folks, this is Leon from Phoenix Home Gurus. This is the segment 5 of 8 in purchasing a new home, the new home buyer's guide from Phoenix Home Guru. Now, this is a very important portion. This is where really a professional can really earn their keep. This is negotiations. Negotiations are an art, they're not a science. You have to come in and you have to know the motivation of all parties. You have to know the market, you have to know the area, you have to know the micro area. You have to basically try to ascertain as much information as you can to be able to come up with an offer that is as low as possible without going to the point where you're insulting the other side. As I said from my previous video, we include with our offer a letter that brings the people along with us, that asks them to enlist in our cause, and it works. So now that we can give them a price that is aggressive but not insulting. Now, it depends on who is the actual owner of the house, and if your realtor does his homework, he will know, his or her homework, he will know if it's owned by a corporation, if it's owned by a REIT, a real estate investment trust, or if it's owned by a person. If it's owned by a person, it makes a huge difference if you lowball. Lowballs are not taken seriously, and historically, a lowball offer will result in a higher purchase price than if you started at a reasonable price. There are times when lowballs can work in a very, very, very much of a buyer's market, which we haven't had for quite some time here. But a good realtor will be able to tell you what the days on market in the area are. So we will get to the point where I will actually call the other realtor and ask for motivation, ask for what they think. And you'd be surprised how often people just showed me their cards. There's nothing unethical about that. My fiduciary responsibility is to my buyer and only my buyer. So my job is to get as much information as possible. So once I do that, we were able to formulate an offer that makes the best sense. Now, once we get that offer taken out there, we make sure that it's done properly and such, and then we give them a certain period of time to respond. If they do a counteroffer, that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing. That means that we didn't overvalue the home. If somebody basically says, here's $200,000 sold, you basically may have overpaid, that you might have been able to do a little bit better. So if we're getting a counteroffer, then we do a counteroffer, and then we'll go from, we'll set the negotiation based on the environment then. Say we come $20,000 below, and they come in and they say, okay, we're going to split the difference, we'll do it $10,000. We don't have to split the difference. It depends on their motivation. It depends on how long it's been on the market. It depends on so many different factors that it's my job to know as to where we come in. The first return of that offer, for instance, with that $10,000 deal, they've set the negotiations in $10,000 increments. Whereas I can come back with a counter and just do, oh, well, we want $20,000. Well, we'll maybe take $19,000 off. Depends on the market. You don't have to dictate. You don't have to let the seller dictate the increments of the negotiation, while still keeping it positive, while still keeping everything as win-win as possible. So this is the one area that maybe the non-experienced realtor will struggle with, because I did when I was a new realtor. I was either too strong or too weak, and the goal is to get the house as inexpensively as possible, but to get the house. So this is the area that it's an art, and it's honestly, we could do hours on the processes and the little nuances of negotiation that go into making sure that the offer is correct. So the takeaway is, if you're in Phoenix, use me and Adriana, but if not, get somebody who has the experience, who's been through all these markets, who knows the micro area that you're looking at. Make sure you're using that person to do your offer so they know what to do. Thank you very much. We're going to be doing some more some continuing on this series. Make sure you like, share. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Any feedback, we love the feedback, and we're getting a lot of feedback as far as positive and negative, and I'll be trying to respond to all of that. Thank you very much, Phoenix Home Gurus. Leon Jimenez. Have a good day.